So this section, as you can follow along in your agenda, it is the update from the financial department. I'm just going to introduce the individuals here. We have Ralph DeCoste to my, with the man with the tie. Lisa McDonald, who is our auditor. And of course, as you know, Virginia Syliboy, who is also in finance as well. So I'll just leave it to either of you or, in terms of how you want this update to go.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name's Lisa McDonald. I'm a principal with Grant Thornton, who we are currently serve as your auditors here at Buknakek. I have been working with the First Nation for a little over 10 years now, so there's certainly times where I feel that I'm very much part of the community. I would also like to reiterate Chief PJ's comments in thanking both council and the staff. It certainly has been an honor having worked with you over the past several years with regards to the finances of the First Nation. I'd just like to start out, as demonstrated by various presentations throughout the day, there's certainly a lot of activities that are being undertaken by the various departments and programs within the First Nation. So with that, obviously, there's money that is needed to fund those operations and programs to provide those services to the community members. So I would like to thank you for welcoming me here today to speak with you regarding the financial situation here at Buknakek. Last year, the year-end financial statements for your fiscal year ended March 31st, 2013, have unfortunately reported a deficit, an accumulated deficit of just over $1.7 million. So as you would expect, there's certainly, you're not in great financial shape, so certainly with that comes with a lot of challenges, which certainly your leaders here as council and your department heads are working very diligently at coming out and planning for a deficit reduction, putting plans and proper procedures in place to overcome the current financial situation that the First Nation is situated with. Within the package that was provided to you today, there is an interim financial report for the 8-month period ended November 30th, 2013. So it gives you some current financial information just so you can see how the level of funds that are funded throughout the First Nation, which are managed by your directors as well as council. Just to give you a better understanding as to the level of funds that go through that are generated by the First Nation, there's about $12 million annually that is managed by your council as well as directors, $7 million of which is generated by your own source revenues, that being VLT operations, the gas bar, fisheries, as well as your tobacco shop at the band office. So a lot of activity there per se. So that only leaves you with about $5 million, between $5 and $6 million of other government source revenue to fund your various programs. So certainly, as we all know, there's been several government cutbacks. The fundings you receive from the government departments aren't getting any greater, so which we all know the costs and expenditures that are incurred throughout our day-to-day lives, they're all increasing, and unfortunately, the funds that you are receiving through those various government departments aren't increasing in tune to the degree the expenditures are increasing. So there is a real need for those external or other source revenues to compensate those funding shortfalls from the governments. So within the package, you can see within the last 7 pages or so is a financial report. On page 28 of the booklet is actually the summary page. you can see for the first month on page 28, the first 8 months into the fiscal year, you're actually faced with a current year deficit of about just over $100,000 for the current year. So that $1.7 million deficit, it has grown somewhat over this past year as well. I can say over the past few months, I have attended numerous meetings with council as well as your directors, and they are working diligently to overcome this financial situation you are currently facing. The directors' meetings are taking place every 2 weeks, and there's been put in place, and you are now entering a new fiscal period. This month, a couple of weeks ago, you have entered a new fiscal year. So with that, there is going to be a very stringent monitoring exercises that will be undertaken by all your department heads as well as council to ensure that you do not go into further financial difficulties this upcoming fiscal year, and to closely monitor the financial situation. So with that, over the next few months, we will be currently looking at the financial statement audit for your fiscal year that just ended, March 31st, 2014. And I suspect that will be available for presentation at your next community meeting, which will take place 4 months from now. So we will be able to review with you the various details, department by department, and talk openly around the financial position at that point in time. I will now pass it over to both Virginia and Ralph, who will speak a little bit more about the finance department, and I believe Ralph is going to speak more directly with respect to the own source revenues department and those finances. Virginia?
All right, my voice is still kind of hoarse. All right, I currently am the acting finance officer at the Buckengate Band, and what do you call it? I'm a payroll compliance practitioner. I'm licensed with the Canadian Revenue Agency, and then plus I have my accountant designation in business. We oversee the funding that comes from the following areas: Health Canada, ANSI, MK, CMM, Service Canada, and Skills and Partnership Fund. So I work with all the departments, posts and entries and data entry and stuff, and other clerical functions with the accounting. And then now we have Charlotte Laffer, who's going to assist me with those, with the data entry, and then so I'll be able to look at the bigger picture of the accounting. There's currently 46 employees that are working at the band, and then there's 12 VLT workers, and we're currently streamlining all the other stuff that goes with the finance. A lot of people come to me for information on different programs. I don't do those programs, so I'm continuously sending everybody over to the other directors. I don't deal with education. I just deal with the numbers. I don't deal with housing. I just deal with the numbers. So if I'm always chasing you off, it's because I'm just worried about the numbers. I'm not worried about the program. But if there's ever issues with the program, then I work with Ralph, or I work with Lisa, and I work with council, and I work with the directors in account for the finance piece. So, yeah, that's about it.
My name is Ralph DeCoste. I've been around for a number of years in various capacities. For the past few years, I've been working mostly with the commercial operations, the non-government funding area. And I've really enjoyed my time here, and I'm grateful for that. Walalio. So we've got 4 enterprises here, and I'm just gonna start with the tobacco shop. The tobacco shop employs 1 full-time and a few part-time community members, and pays $50,000 a year in wages. We sell $1.5 million worth of tobacco. The tobacco shop has been profitable. There's been a profit of approximately $300,000 each year for the past few years. The tobacco shop helps with community events, pays fuel and electricity for elders, and lends other community support. I should mention that the numbers I'm talking about here are as of March of last year, but it looks like things will be the same, similar in the current fiscal year. And I might start with fisheries, because fisheries, you can never be sure if the fish are there or what the price are going to be. So with fisheries, we are currently have a fleet of 5 vessels fishing primarily lobster and crab. The fisheries operations employs 16 people during the season and pays wages of $230,000 to community members. The catch has increased from an average of $400,000 a year in 2009 and 11 to $642,000 in 2012-13. In 2013, fisheries had a profit of $148,000. And although the numbers aren't finalized, I think we'll have a good year again this year in fisheries. VLT, we bring in approximately $4 million a year comes into that facility. We pay wages to community members of $260,000, and we currently have 12 employees. VLT contributes to community support, and the profit is about $200,000 a year. So tobacco, fisheries, and VLT contribute to shortfalls in funding in some of the other programs. The gas bar is slightly different. The gas bar regrettably loses money each year, but it provides a community service that was felt worthwhile at the time. We provide tax-free, convenient access to fuel for community members. It employs 5 community members and pays $85,000 a year in wages. And sales have risen from an average of $600,000 a year from 2009 to 2011 to $957,000 in 2013. So, as I mentioned, it operates at a loss of about $100,000 a year, which is supported by the band, by the tobacco shop, by VLT, etc. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.